Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. This is our third Sidra, our third Aliyah of the Torah portion for this week of Devarim, which means words, and it's taken from Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 22 through 38. But for the sake of time, we'll just read the first few verses of this Aliyah. And it says, "Then all of you came near to me and said, let's send men ahead of us to explore the land for us and to bring back us word about the way we should go up and the cities we will enter. The idea seemed good to me, so we took 12 men from among you, one man from each tribe. They turned and went up into the hill country, and they came to the Wadi Eshkol and spied it out." It almost seems like a case of deja vu because we're reading the same counts, the same stories over again. But if you'll remember, Deuteronomy is Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers in Moses' own words. He's recounting all the events that happened to the first generation because the second generation is right at the borders of the Promised Land, getting ready to go in and conquer it. So he's saying, hey, the first time around, the first time we were at this very spot where you're standing right now, right on the borders of the Promised Land, your parents were all excited to go in, and then the 12 spies went and came back, and 10 of them gave a negative, evil, bad report, and only 2, which is the only 2 surviving from that spy party, which is Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, they're the only ones who brought back a positive report. And God said, go and take the land, and your parents said, no way, Jose. And so that's why they all died in the wilderness over these past 40 years, because we've been wandering in a big circle until they were dead, until we got to the point where you guys were old enough to come and take this promised land. Now the decision is yours. Now you're standing, you are in the shoes of your parents, of your forebears. Now you've got to make that decision. Are you going to obey and take this promised land? Or are you going to say no? And what's going to happen to us then? God forbid we never find that out. So he's challenging the second generation to learn from the mistakes of the first generation. That's the only redeeming quality about mistakes. When we make mistakes, we can learn from them so we don't repeat them again. It's even better to learn from somebody else's mistakes. So when you have an older person come to you and say, you know what, take it from me, don't do this, or don't go that way, or don't do that. And we may come up with the excuse, well, you did it, and you're still alive, and you're okay, yeah, but I suffered a lot as a result. And it's not a good course of action. It's not a good idea. So don't call your elders hypocrites when they did something that you shouldn't do. Learn from their mistake, because they don't want you to experience the same consequences, the same pain that they went through in the mistake that they made. So learn from your own mistakes. Learn from others' mistakes. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom, and God bless.